What is generalized anxiety disorder? Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Zaki, and today we're diving into something that so many people deal with in silence, generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. If you've ever felt like your brain is constantly running a disaster simulation with zero off switch, trust me, you're not imagining it. GAD is real, it's common, and it deserves way more attention than it usually gets. And we're going to break it all down in a way that makes sense, without sounding like a psychology textbook. Because let's be honest, this is something that affects real people in real life every single day. So, what exactly is generalized anxiety disorder? In simple terms, it's when your brain decides that everything is a potential threat. Even things that most people would brush off without a second thought. People with GAD experience persistent, excessive worry that's often out of proportion to what's actually happening. And the kicker? It happens about everything. Finances, relationships, health, work, school, social plans, global warming, whether or not you accidentally offended your barista. For someone with GAD, there's no off button. It's not just nervousness before a big event. It's a full-time mental marathon every day, often for 6 months or more. Now, let's talk about what GAD feels like. And spoiler alert, it's not just mental. Anxiety lives in the body, too. Imagine trying to fall asleep, but your brain decides it's the perfect time to remind you about that weird cough you had last week or that unpaid bill you already paid. Physically, GAD can feel like tension in your shoulders, a constant stomachache, rapid heartbeat, or a tight chest. Emotionally, it's like being on high alert all the time, constantly scanning for danger that doesn't exist. You feel drained, on edge, and often frustrated with yourself and not being able to just relax, even when you logically know you're safe. The fatigue is real, and it's not just tired. It's bone-deep exhaustion from thinking so much, all the time. I'll be real with you, I've had moments where I spent half an hour worrying about whether I sounded weird saying, "Thanks, you too," to a waiter. Like, why does that stick in my brain for days? That's GAD for you. It's not just that you overthink. It's that your brain won't stop thinking, even when nothing bad has happened. It's like you're always mentally preparing for something to go wrong, even though you're already exhausted from preparing for the last 20 imaginary disasters that never showed up. So what causes GAD? Honestly, it's a mix of stuff. First off, there's genetics. If someone in your family has anxiety, you might be more likely to have it too. Then there's brain chemistry, with a balance of neurotransmitters like serotonin and norepinephrine might be out of whack. And then, surprise, life happens. Maybe you grew up in a chaotic or unpredictable environment, or you experienced trauma, or you've just been under chronic stress for so long that your brain has normalized constant worry. The thing is, sometimes GAD develops for no obvious reason, and that can be frustrating. But just because you can't always explain it doesn't mean it's not valid or real. Okay, but how do you know if what you're dealing with is GAD? That's where mental health professionals come in. They use diagnostic tools like the DSM-5, basically the mental health Bible, to evaluate if what you're feeling qualifies. The criteria? Worry or anxiety that's difficult to control, happens on most days, lasts for at least 6 months, and causes significant distress or interferes with your daily functioning. So it's not just, I worry a lot. It's, I worry so much that it's affecting my job, my relationships, or my ability to enjoy life. If that sounds familiar, it might be time to talk to someone. And trust me, therapy isn't just for crisis mode. It's for understanding yourself, which is honestly one of the most powerful things you can do. Now for the good news. GAD is treatable. Like, actually treatable. You're not stuck feeling like this forever. There are a few different paths to feeling better, and you can mix and match them to find what works for you. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a top-tier option. It teaches you how to spot those anxious thought patterns and challenge them. Think of it like mental training for your brain. Medication can also help regulate your nervous system, especially SSRIs or SNRIs. And then there are lifestyle shifts, consistent sleep, regular movement, cutting back on caffeine, I know I love it too, and actually letting yourself rest. Not grind. Rest. But real talk, There's a lot of misinformation out there about GAD. So let's clear a few things up. No, people with anxiety aren't overreacting. Their brains are reacting based on a threat that feels real. Saying just relax to someone with GAD is like telling someone in quicksand to just stand up. If we could relax on command, we would. Also, anxiety isn't just an adult problem. Kids and teens experience it too, and they're often brushed off or misunderstood. Anxiety doesn't care how old you are, what job you have, or how successful you seem on the outside. It shows up uninvited and unannounced. And that's what makes it so hard to deal with quietly. So what does life look like when you're living with GAD? Honestly, it looks like strength. It looks like resilience. It looks like learning how to recognize your triggers, how to ride out the wave of panic, and how to ask for help without feeling ashamed. You might not get rid of anxiety entirely, but you can learn to manage it, to live beside it instead of being ruled by it. And that's a huge win. You can still fall in love, chase your dreams, be a good friend, and find peace, even if anxiety sometimes comes along for the ride. If you're dealing with GAD right now, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not too sensitive. You're a human being with a very active, very protective brain. You're allowed to take up space, ask for support, take medication, go to therapy, rest without guilt, and say no to things that hurt your mental health. And the more we talk about this stuff, the more we normalize it and help others feel less alone too. All right, if you made it this far, thank you. I hope this video helped you feel seen, understood, maybe even made you laugh a little. If it did, go ahead and click that like button, hit subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. I make content about mental health, adulting, and figuring life out without burning out. If you've experienced GAD, or if you're just now starting to understand it, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story, or even just a same. If you relate, you're not alone. You never have to be. I'm Zaki, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deep breaths, drink some water, go for a walk if you can, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. You're doing so much better than you think.